Level 6 is going to be incredibly important for every single support in this game. Not necessarily the heroes, because obviously core's like level 6, but these supports are going to be incredibly valuable, right? CM Freezing Field is maybe not the most, like, viable, like, get level 6 and win a fight, but it's going to be a good damage because you've got good control with the Chronosphere, with the Rolling Thunder, Vacuum to set it all up, right? I'm envisioning the perfect team fight for Nightfalls is into like a Vacuum, Acorn Shot, Bushwhack, Chrono, right? That is probably the best fight you could ask for Nightfalls. And that leaves both the Pango and the CM to do whatever the hell they want in these fights, unless, you know, you do Vacuum roll, whatever. You have 3 core heroes make your team fight happen. Leave the other 2 to do whatever the hell they want in these fights, right? Whether that be screwing over Collapse like you always do, or controlling this puck, which is going to be very important too. Controlling every single core on Spirit is the way you have to play this game. So as soon as Primal gets BKB again, it might just be over.
I certainly hope that's not the case. Nightpulse, a lot more of a well-rounded lineup this time and a lot more teamfight prowess. You talk about the control on the puck though, I kind of feel like Lal, he's gonna sort of put on his dancing shoes and skip-de-doo-daddle all around them early on especially. It's just, I don't know, it's just Frostbite only, right? And
yeah, everything else is very telegraphed.
You really just have to rely on the Chrono. So we'll see whether Kami makes any early rotations to put that spell to use. A 2-for-2 exchange here. Nothing too crazy in the view of the runes. Oh no, actually it's another 3-for-1. I keep missing it out, but I guess they just posture aggressively and Mira's parked himself in that top side, so he's able to snag that away while Nightpulse weren't paying attention.
Same thing though, kind of like last game, Nightpulse weird level 1 spells, so I kind of get it.
Double Ion shelled up on a Thursday afternoon here. Very, very happy with this lane situation. And Wind Ranger, you know, you want to take advantage of this ranged, double ranged hero situation by auto-attacking Vasia as much as possible, but it's a little bit hard when your lane's just pushed into your face. So I think Miposhka, Yotaro, they're going to have their work cut out for them, just power shotting, maybe Wave of Terroring the creeps, just to make sure that that's evened out.
They did the right thing. They're auto-attacking the creeps with the Ion Shell on it. Not just because Ion Shell is on it, but if that pushes onto your tower, Wind kind of has a similar problem that Drow does, is if the first wave is shoved onto your tower, you can't reliably get CS because of your attack animation.
It's so weird. It's such an awkward attack animation.
Yeah.
And the little arrow that comes out almost feels like you're shooting out a pool noodle. Like, it's not straight. You know what I mean? It has a little wiggle to it. You're like, does this even really do damage? It's a strange projectile, but for now, Nightpulse should be pretty happy with this. I think what success looks like for me, for Vasia, is if he's able to get out of this lane unkilled. Now, that is currently not really working out in his favor because he's blood grenaded down. Just narrowly survives that situation. It might just be Miposhka to go down, still holding on to some stick charges. Merlin now in some trouble. Just non-stop archery. Trying for a power shot, good guess, but Vasia able to sidestep it because he had full vision of that being wound up. And just continuing to just eke by in this lane.
Merlin's the secret pause 3, you can't tell me differently.
Yeah, it's one of those situations. You're like looking at your pause 4, you're like, okay, I guess you're getting the better advantage. Easy magic missile setup. And they can just do this every single time, right? You can't exactly surge your way out of that when you're stunned.
Yeah. Vazzy was hoping that his support dies there so we can get some good old salve action. A salve, some tangos, anything, please. Get him back up to fighting shape.
It's like, since you're back in the base, why don't you pick something nice for me up, man? You know?
Yeah.
Help me out a little bit.
A little bit of something.
Yeah, stuff. It's rough out here, as you can see. And
speaking of rough, dude, have you seen Cammy's CS?
Ooh, that's not a good look. Mira and Collapse. Turning the tables here, where you picked the Lifestealer previously. Void, known for many things, not his laning prowess. Is unfortunate. Yeah.
No, especially Void CM, where like CM is full aggression. I don't disagree with that, but Void not so much. Vasia?
Oh, Vasia. Oh, that last auto attack blood grenade! I don't think it connected, but still, with that win run, last auto attack.
Big Acorn though. Nice trade of damage, you know.
Go try silver lining.
Yeah.
Lining on that Acorn, that's crazy. Trying for the Lotus, Mira. Go interrupt it. Kami just hoping for a lucky bash to
Yeah,
break
right.
things
That's
up.
exactly what you're hoping for.
Now, Mira could be in some trouble here, but just able to
Good old
walk his way out of
Frostbite
there.
cast range. Oh, it doesn't even have it. Actually went for the Arcane Aura, which is... This is the build that I've pretty much been seeing most often. Not just in Pro, but a little bit in my pubs as well. Where I think people are so tuned in, specifically in pubs, of this, like, quadruple mango CM, spam all of your abilities. People have figured out you can do the same thing with the early pointed Arcane Aura.
Yeah.
And just spam your Q off cooldown.
Yeah, I don't think you max it, right? It's probably you need to get like value points at Frostbite later down the line. The level 3 Frostbite, especially if you're able to get the Wisdom Rune at 7, can really catch some of these more elusive heroes off guard, which is going to be integral to Night Pulse trying to convert on some of these kills. But Kami, like you mentioned, he is... Dude, the man has 4 CS, please!
CM has
give
as
him
many
something.
CS. CM's just as farmed, dude.
Janta's about to die. So it's an easy Blood Grenade, trample down. Nice Frost, okay. Last auto attack collapsed in a little bit of a troublesome situation though, but the tower can't do enough damage for now. Kami able
They
to
can
water his
dive
way
with
out
this
of
big
trouble.
creep wave.
I don't know, not without a trample.
Oh, not with that attitude, dude.
Okay, true. I mean,
The fortification was really nice there, actually, right? That stopped any sort of dive potential that Spear were going to go for there. Now, obviously, we can see that they weren't going to, but still, right? Fortification, super cool play there from Night Pulse.
it's been Poshka dead on our screens because it looks to be the case. Merlin. I mean, you're trying to mess around with the creep pools and you've pulled the bench into troublesome situation. Yatoro, right on the money though. Trick shot. Starting to chase down now onto Vazia. They want the kill on this Darkseer, and Lal is here. A very strange pre-level 6 rotation, but it's going to pay off for him in the way of a Darkseer kill. Meanwhile, top side, looks like Janta as well as the Faceless Boy were able to connect onto Mira and kill off that Rubik.
Pesky Rubik finally killed. I mean, that's okay, right? CM Void, we've already talked about Void's laning prowess not being the strongest. That's where CM kind of supplements your downfalls.
Yeah.
But any sort of kill you can get in that lane, you are happy with, because it doesn't come easy.
Rolling Thunder in the mid lane, trying to get Mira on the respawn, and they should be successful. No one else in the area to really help him out, and he's just going to go down, unfortunately. As long as Warwick can get this connection. But meanwhile, Vazia again in this bot side. We brought the Hoodwink to the mid lane to try and make a difference, and you absolutely do on the pos 4, and it comes at the cost of your off laner. This is not a good look, and especially with this catapult, they can put on a lot of pressure to this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, the only one struggling more than... I was going to say struggling more than the Void is the Darkseer, but that's literally not true, is it? Void is still struggling the most.
I have my eye keenly planted on his CS counter because it's not looking good. He's like at 15 right now.
It's rough.
Dude, it's half of Lal. It's half of any of the Spirit Cores. Oh, man. This guy's in Supper City right now. I wonder what kind of build he's going to go for. Whether he's going to go for Recovery Midas and whether he understands just how far behind he is. He's got to have a feeling as this tier 1 tower just goes down in the bot side. Okay. Night Pulse. Things are starting to... Much like the Collapse fan club. Starting to fall into shambles here.
Well, the Collapse fan club's very happy this game. They weren't too keen last game, but this game, they're feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, Collapse, he's not, the top performing core in this team, but, as an offlaner, I don't think people expect you to. They just expect you to do your damn job.
Yeah, and he's surviving up here up against 2v1 situation. He's making so much space. Collapse fan club living. Alright.
Has extra tangos too. This is super cool. The dot
maybe
a little over-aggressive.
I don't think he expected that TP, but either way, a bit too far forward, right? I think he's kind of been poked away at by the Night Pulse support, Janta, and as well as those situations where he's been conditioned to eat a Frostbite and they leave him alone, and this time they killed him, unfortunately.
Shout out to cores and supports that buy more tangos past 5 minutes. I think, if you need a little pick-me-up in lane, if you're still laning like a Primal, not like a Lifestealer, but like a Primal, sure. Buy a South, buy some tangos, why not? Oh, they can't quite get the rune.
Starting to wind up here. Warwick is just easy pickings. There's too much magic damage and it's just a numbers disadvantage. I'm not gonna lie to you. The reason why I didn't start casting that fight is because I'm looking at it and I'm like, Night Pulse, surely not, right? It's like,
Surely they don't engage.
yeah, I'm just like, what's going on here? Because I can understand you're thinking, okay, I have my Rolling Thunder, it's gonna be great, but you also have like what, less than 1k HP on your Pango at this stage in the game, and they have so much magic, dude.
Yeah, Nightpulse, like, their draft is very squishy. And that's where Team Spirit are going to capitalize. That's where this Wind Ranger is really going to be super strong, is all of a sudden you can kind of start bursting heroes as a Wind Ranger with your focus fire, which is so weird to say, but these heroes are going to get full to zeroed incredibly fast, especially with a super early Maelstrom, which is coming out super soon.
Setting up with the Pulverize on the top side, trying to force a reaction out from Kami, but they have that set up has the Chrono just to escape. It's narrowly off being converted on if Mira was just able to close the distance a bit more. Mipochka from out of nowhere he gets a swap, and that surprise that does damage now. So Void eats the dirt.
Oh, Yutaro, he had an opportunity to use that gate. He really should have.
Now he's getting Rolling Thunder upon. Can the support come through in time? Lal starting with the TP and the rest of the gang. Reinforcements have been called. It's a beautiful coil holding in the Darkseer, but I don't think Yutoro's gonna live from that one. Lal has to try and juke, and now things are looking pretty good for Night Pulse, all things considered. They're running in 1 by 1 on the Spirit lineup, and they're just gonna get killed off. Yeah, it's Night Pulse. This is their shooting gallery, and they absolutely get delivered a bunch of free kills.
They desperately need 6 on this Rubik for Spirit. There are so many opportunities where I was like, oh, Rubik's gonna be able to steal this spell and turn things around. No, they're still not level 6 on Mira.
Still early doors in this game here as Collapse once again trying to pressure up onto Kami, but gets rotated on through the twin gates. In comes Night Pulse and a 4th kill. Warwick is on a killing spree, so despite that slightly rough early game, they're able to salvage it back. Now if Vazia dies here, that's gonna be awkward. Power shot off the mark. Didn't wait for that daytime vision, and Vazia will be able to skip his way out of trouble unless Yutaro still decides to try and snipe him. Just guesses wrongly. Try. Yeah, Vazia was just waiting around because he knew that was coming, and oh my goodness, Night Pulse. Dude, Night Pulse, they are just ping-ponging through the twin gates like an Olympic champion. Bushwhack just off the mark though. Gotta wonder whether it could have been a bit more patient there. Sharpshooter connecting as well. Mipochka waiting for the swap. Let's stun off instead. In comes Collapse to try and capitalize, turning it onto Vazia. Now, finally with the swap, Yutaro should be able to run back the other way, but look at Warwick, he's waiting for a swashbuckle, just finding an opportunity and cuts down the Wind Ranger, starting to wind up the Rolling Thunder as well. But now that they've lost their CM, I don't think better of that. Just back up, happy with what they've gotten.
All the while, we've got a gank train coming top, this time from Spirit.
Kami's
in a little too deep.
Yeah, he's just gonna get toasted up here. There's a time dilation stolen. You need to change your silencer properly, but they, with the lift, are gonna break the coil forcefully, wasting the entire duration that the Void was trying to stand around and get that kill. So immediately returned upon Spirit. They don't miss a beat here. Mipochka though sticks around for a bit too long. They actually commit the wall for it. It's just a support kill. Yeah, but I mean, both these teams no holds barred, right? They're just throwing spells out, getting whatever they can, and ends up culminating in a 2k gold lead. But I can't help but feel like Night Pulse, these kills are very much needed.
Oh, absolutely, right? There is no point in holding your big spells, especially this early on. Throw them out, just in case there's backup, just in case a bigger fight comes of it. Kill off the hero as soon as you possibly can. That's fine.
I'm trying to figure out what, I guess the timing is, because they don't really have any good power hitters other than the Wind Ranger. So now, apart from that nice catapult timing that they capitalize on, it's a bit hard for Spirit to really posture for these objectives, which is going to put them in a rough spot, right? Because they... I mean, oh, Chrono. To the bot side, straight through the twin gates. Again, Night Pulse, it's become their signature move. Nice sharpshooter. 4 people surrounding Collapse, and even with a power rise, you can't get your way out of this freezing field. Onslaught. That is not supposed to happen, and he lives! You are kidding!
Oh my goodness. Takes one down with them. Collapse, the absolute god, dude.
Bro, I
was like, oh, Collapse is dead. That's another great gank from Night Pulse.
Did they like... What was that? They all stopped hitting him or something? Like,
they forgot to right click. I don't know, dude.
I mean, was it like a misexecution? I didn't really catch it. It looked like they were casting all their spells, they just didn't have enough damage, or...
It didn't even look like they stacked their stuns either. Like, things were...
Yeah,
that was great
yeah.
for Nightfalls. They just ran out of damage at the tail end of it all.
A little bit. I guess they thought just as well as we did that it was a done deal, right? But
Yeah.
because of that, collapse, able to just walk away, get a kill, and he's like, wasted time.
Yeah.
It's nice
And
little bit
BKB
here.
gold as well. Very happy.
Yikes. Mira though won't be quite as lucky, stealing the Rolling Thunder. I mean Shield Crash, sorry. Warwick able to cast that spell out in time, but Lau getting a return and Mira gets the EXP, and Mira is a... Dude, okay. Night Pulse.
This can't keep happening. This
Night
can't
Pulse.
keep happening, dude.
This is some illegal shit right here. You can't keep letting them get away with this. It's just a shield crash difference. I think pointed out by Observer as well. It just gives him that shield now, right? It gives you a flat shield that might be a bit misleading because the name literally says shield crash, so it implies that, you know, the shield is being destroyed, but no. You get a little bit
it's
of
really good for me because I understand it, right? Shield crash, yes. Shield me, yes.
Yes, correct. But in Mira's case, yeah, it helps him survive that situation. And again, Night Pulse, another rotation where they've gotten nothing. And this whole time, it's a lot of space for Yotaro to work.
There is space for the Faceless Void as well, but Void is, you know, his rotations have not really hit, and he's not the fastest farmer. Is kind of recovered, but still has, like, another 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, it feels that way. It's very different from the Yotaro Faceless Void, the previous game, where you had a Lash just batterying and doing so much damage for you. It still feels like Night Pulse, they have that potential, but they haven't found the sort of coordination to make it happen just yet, right? It's felt a little bit scattered. Some of these gank moves not really as polished as they need to be, and they're missing out on some key kills. I'm still trying to penetrate into this jungle area here, setting up some deep vision. But Lau, his persistence pays off. Feels like hammering at this tower for the good past 3-4 minutes, and with this catapult wave should be able to clean it up unless Night Pulse choose to respond.
He's earned that tower. He's worked very hard for it. Don't take this away from him!
Okay. And nobody
CM
wins.
tried. No, nobody wins. Nobody gets the last hit.
Classic CM move.
Classic. Now nobody wins. Yeah.
That's so janky. Do you see that shield crash animation from Mira? Hops on his broomstick or
jumps
something.
in the spot. Yeah.
Like Harry Potter. Dude, you know what I saw recently on a complete side
Is it
note,
Harry
since we're a
Potter?
bit of... No, it's a vegan equestrian competition. It's in Finland.
What?
So instead of
What?
riding real horses, they have horse heads on a broomstick, and they jump around and trot on that. Merlin trying to get caught out in the tree line, but turns around for a bushwhack. And now the TP's in. Yotaro looking to be in some trouble. Kami actually got to commit that Chronosphere, and that's the coordination that we were looking for. Killing off that Wind Ranger, the Rolling Thunder, not in time to finish off Miposhka. But, wait.
They clipped him with the vacuum, I think.
This is,
Oh, Vazia.
this is sad.
Look,
Well, no,
I
it's
don't want to,
not,
like...
it's not the vacuum, it's just the lift.
Oh,
because
was
he's
it just the
stolen...
lift? So you just
Oh, no,
lifted?
I'm high. I saw
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Shell. Yeah, you're right. There's the vacuum mid lane though. Lau setting up another, realizing there's no chrono equals the map is free for him to be an absolute menace. And that's what he does.
Collapse, BKB, I don't know if we've talked about it quite yet, but that BKB complete means Team Spirit, they could just keep on rolling.
Yeah. This was the key item pickup that turned around game number 1 for them. But this time around, there isn't really much turning around. It's just keep moving forward, and that's exactly what Collapse will do to get another kill onto Janta. These two supports, even though they can help out in terms of the control, it's you know, it's funny because this game, Warwick's on one, right? His Pango has looked pretty decent. Some pretty good setups, some great rolling thunders, good timing on the diffusal. But now it's Kami and it's Vazia who are trailing very, very far behind.
Yeah. And look, I don't want to dogpile on Vazia, but after like the Mage Slayer timing, game 1, I feel like he's literally done nothing. Like, through pretty much that, like, has really been dropping the ball. The Ravages were great in game number 1, but I've yet to see the impact of this Darkseer in the game 2.
Yeah, I think, you know, they have this grand vision of an ideal team fight, like you mentioned. But this pick doesn't really help them into the park, right? And Lau, unless you chrono him later down the line, he's going to be a big, big problem. all Spirit really need to do is make sure that Lal and Yatoro are on separate edges of the fight. Then Kami has to make a decision. Who is he going to control? Either way, it feels like a losing option. So,
yeah, exactly. You very much need to get the Venge and or the Wind Puck in a chrono. And maybe you win that fight. Like, not even for sure.
Yeah. And the rough part is that it's so easy to control everybody else who's trying to do damage into the chrono, especially the backline supports, right? It just takes one collapse charging in from an off angle and suddenly the sharpshooter gets bodied, the freezing field gets interrupted, and Janta's life is going to be put on pause here. Turn around for a frostbite. Nice shackle, but they just come in with Lal and blow up the CM. Looking for a chrono now, Kami trying to get the touch onto Lal, but haste runed up. This Fairy Dragon is fast and furious and will be able to get out of trouble. Vazia now just has to try and search out of trouble. They aren't concerned in the slightest about this potential chrono. They've done a whole ring around the Rosie on Lao. And look at where Kami is. He's confused. He was trying to hunt down the puck, but just gets circled around upon. Spirit, they are just toying with their food, it feels like, as now they're looking towards this tier 2.
I feel like even if you caught the puck there in that single man chrono, you don't have the damage at all.
Yeah. So tricky affair now, especially if the puck finishing up a couple of armor items. Chiefly the whip goes down. Very easy affair for Lal. He's just done this like 3-4 times at this point. Merlin has not had the time of day. Janta as well. I mean, these supports are suffering.
They're food for pretty much anyone.
Oh, Vazia. Vazia could just get connected upon. Pulverize, Kami waiting in the tree line, hoping for a bit of a bait. Spaces Void trying to bide his time and get a good opportunity. Glimmer came in, but silenced down Kami. He needs help. Able to surge away, but the Gleipnir just holds him in place. It's just too easy for Spirit again. Dude, it feels like this. And this might be reductive, so bear with me here. But it feels like they are just pressing their buttons and things are falling into place. Nightfalls, they haven't presented anything that would stop Spirit from wanting to do exactly what their heroes were picked for, right? You throw out the Gleipnir, what's the counterplay? Not a single dispel, no greaves, no force, no nothing. You try and wait for a chrono, but you just get instantly bursted and silenced down. The Void has no save, no HP. I'm struggling to try and put together what Night Pulse have in mind.
To be fair, I also don't know what Nightfall has in mind, so
yeah,
nobody
does. To be fair, right. I feel like that man's just an enigma.
Sometimes I bet, and sometimes.
Yeah. Heard he's extremely vocal in team comms though. So maybe not so much of an enigma, but what is sort of starting to swirl into a pit of despair, just like a black hole is. Unfortunately, Night Pulse's chances in this game feels like with 10k gold lead up, should be easy pickings on the Roche. And again, Spirit, you just know how to work with an advantage. Dragonlance as well as the Gleipnir completed for Yatoro. You should have a nifty little Aegis to boot while he's at it.
Once again, Silver Lining, and this comes in the Acorn shot. They have the Maelstrom, so damage is starting to ramp up on the Hoodwink.
Yeah.
So Nightfalls, maybe all of a sudden they have the damage, but I highly, highly doubt it.
There's also a chance, right? Because Kami is finishing up this Mjolnir. So, you know, additional attack speed, you talk about a lot of the damage coming from the Void. He's gonna have to be the one to do it. There's your option. The Pango doesn't really have any big item coming out on the horizon, but there is the pipe complete for the Darkseer. So some components coming together, but speaking of coming together, Team Spirit converging on their opponents. They just have to touch out onto Merlin. Kami once again waiting, but is he going to find the opportunity? Immediate phase shift. You've caught the Venge, but already Lao's out of dodge, and you can't even get that kill. Swap over, Rolling Thunder in, starting to control onto Yatoro, but you've already lost the CM. Lao is just making a mess of your back line. You just force the TP out onto Warwick. Kami goes down. Now you're looking at Vazia. Faceless Void just easily dealt with there. A bit of a long TP is gonna spell that Darkseer's demise. Again,
what a
Spirit.
steal.
Bruh, I mean,
Surge.
These guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Yikes, that is gonna be impossible to play into.
Yeah, dude. And Nightfall's like, things just kind of fell apart for them that fight. Once you miss that Chronosphere on Puck, it's over.
Yeah, it's so over. You have all the auras in the world, but these supports, when you get split apart like this and there's like what feels like Spirit heroes converging from every possible angle, it's so hard to figure out who you're supposed to focus on. The Void is like, oh, I'm gonna try and chrono the puck. Oh, I chronoed in a location where there's only a Venge. Oh, I need to focus the Venge. This is awkward now. You know what I mean? And it just allows Spirit to just have a clear target on his back. Throw spells at him, and he just dies. Because he has literally no item other than Mask of Madness, Maelstrom.
And to be fair, that's exactly what we kind of talked about that you need to do on the Faceless Void. Right?
Yeah.
Get the Venge, get the Puck of the Wind.
Sure.
Done.
Easy swap back, and the coil combination is perfect. Collapse seals the deal with a Pulverize, and Warwick goes down easy peasy. Straight onto the high ground now. I just get a bit lemon squeezy, except Night Pulse are the ones looking like citrus, the way they're getting juiced. That's a easy Janta kill again. Lol. This is a Puck's playground right now with how he's just dancing around.
Laurel has been one of the most impressive Pucks that I have seen in quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this player can keep getting Puck in drafts where it's free, right? You need to constantly be aware of the Laurel Puck.
Every coin helps.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to forget that, right? Because in recent times, Spirit, like we mentioned, they haven't quite been shining, but this is what we expect from this team. And as much as it's easy to look at this matchup just from organization name, team names alone, I think we at least expected a bit more of a fight coming out from Night Pulse. Were some opportunities where it seemed like they had an option in game number 1, but, you know, ever since that one rough fight where they weren't able to connect properly and Warwick died because of collapsed BKB, it feels like everything's just gone steadily downhill. Now Janta walks to the right, there's a Primal Beast. Walks to the left, there's Viposhka. Ready to kill him off, and Kami's starting to chase down Collapse. Not really sure what this is about. Looks like they're trying to full commit onto him, but
you just get swapped.
I don't understand. Like, you get rooted now, coiled up, where's the save? Vazia, he's punching a Vengeful Spirit, and his core just dies. I don't know how else to describe. Like, this is... Like, what is the play? There doesn't seem to be one. As Spirit,
it's
they
just
are
miss after
18K.
miss.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you put someone at the... Like, you're about to bat, right, in a baseball game, and then you just drop the bat and pick up your Nintendo Switch and you just start playing. That's what it feels like. You're not even in the same game, brother.
And the team play from Night Pulse, right? The individual skill might be there, but the team play is definitely not right now.
Yeah, it's not really... I mean, especially in that one move in the bot side where it looked like they had the deal sealed on Collapse. That has got to be a soul crusher, and I can't help but feel like if I'm in that situation, it's just such a demoralizing pit in your stomach. You're like, okay, this was supposed to be the move to revitalize the morale, right? Like, okay, guys, we're still in this. We still have a chance. We just took down Collapse. It's huge. He kills your Hoodwink, and he just walks out, taunts you, friendly roars a couple of times. It's rough, and I mean, there still always is going to be that silver lining, and I'm not talking about the Akon shot, I'm talking about the late game Void. But
yeah,
it's one of those situations where it feels like he's so far away.
And look, he hasn't even been landing the chronos either, so like, if you were having great chronos, I could see maybe, you know, all-inning on this Void. But it's been rough the entire game for Kami.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and Merlin too, dude. Oh, man.
Get out of there.
So close.
Okay. That's a win. That's a win. The fact that you get out alive there, that's a dub.
Yeah.
We take
absolutely.
those.
Yeah, any sort of hope and cope, absolutely.
Oh, I'm draining.
Yeah.
Look.
Look. You're the coach of Night Pulse. How are you revitalizing the team? How are you getting them back into this mentally?
Okay, I'm saying, like, look, after this game ends, we're gonna really look at this replay, and we'll get them for the next qualifier. Okay, boys. It's
okay.
I'm what's known to the kids as someone who doesn't mind cutting my losses.
All right.
I don't know.
Look, sometimes you're outmatched. Right?
My main perspective is that, you know, there is always a Darkseer Faceless Void late game angle, but you don't really have a good normal punch target, right? It's not like you're against a Morphling or a Luna where you get the illusion and suddenly you're winning the fight, or a TB or something of the sort. The Puck and the Wind Ranger illusion are gonna be like whatever, right? And now Vazia is gonna die. Lal gets another kill onto Janta. At this point, I don't think that's even impressive. That's just another day in the office for him. Ogre Seal totaling forward. Collapse. Should be able to get the chase down Vazia. Breaking his ankles a little bit. Nice.
The shard's really cool. against
Hell
the
yeah.
Primal Beast, because you just can't chase that anymore.
Yeah. I didn't even realize he picked up the shot.
No, neither did I. It's a little bit of a weird one for the Darks here, too. It's not too common that we see it.
Yeah. It's a little trail of slow smoke, essentially.
Yeah.
Is in case you're not acquainted.
They're still looking for more. They
What
might
is
find
going-
Mira here, but...
Guys, what is
Fazia.
going on?
What
He's
is
just
happening?
trying to farm. No, I mean, he's just trying to farm. Right? But now he tried to TP away, collapse, able to power rise. Like, I mean... Okay.
He goes for the high 5-2. He's like, I'm out. See you later, guys. Cloud's like, no.
No, I think he's saying I'm out as in I'm out of life. Chronosphere onto your Toro, but again, your Warwick Pango just dies in it. This is looking like the end here.
God.
Kami, he used that Chrono and there's nothing else. I mean, you can...
Yeah,
You don't have a
GG.
swap, but yeah, GG is called. Night Pulse, they're unfortunately going to be out of this qualifiers. And it's tough because I think everyone who doesn't watch this match, everyone who doesn't sort of follow this particular series, they're gonna be like, yeah, of course Team Spirit smoked Night Pulse. But I think
Yeah.
for us in particular, there were hopes, right? I think there were hopes that they could, you know, maybe not beat Team Spirit. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Maybe we're hoping